Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, JoJo's Makeup Box. Today we are going to start off with MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation in shade NC20. This is definitely my favorite. I kind of found it on accident and I am completely in love. I usually just blend it straight from my beauty blender onto my face. I do a couple coats and that seems to do the trick, and it's really great and it lasts all day. I would highly recommend it for anybody who has kind of medium oily skin. It's not horrible, and with setting powder it turns out pretty good. So I will let this blend out and then we will move on to the next part. So this is what I'm probably most excited about, the Bronze Palette by Kylie Cosmetics. In this one we're using quartz and topaz, and you know, I was not always a fan, but after getting my package, I am completely in love with Kylie Jenner and her makeup, and it is amazing stuff. And if you are into makeup, I highly recommend you invest in this because it's absolutely incredible, and I'm in love with it. So on the base of my eyelids, I'm using quartz, and then on the very edge, I will use topaz, as you will see in a little bit. And I'm just using a really simple little blender brush, nothing fancy, something you can throw together pretty easy. All right, see you in a minute. Alrighty, next we're using NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in shade Light 1. I just put it directly on top of my black circles, and I kind of wing it off to the side so my eyeshadow is nice and straight. This also helps when you're going to do eyeliner too. It kind of gives you a nice template for it. I blend them immediately as soon as I put it on. I don't do both first. I kind of feel like this will turn slightly a little bit more of an orangey color if you let it sit for too long. So as long as you blend it out immediately, it makes a really nice highlighter, and you can use it all over your face if you so want to, but I prefer just to do it right under my eyelids and kind of on top of my cheekbones. So after you're done contouring in whichever way works for your face, I like to use MAC Setting Powder in Invisible, and I just kind of put it over where I've highlighted. I think it works really well, and I do put it over my highlight itself because I think it makes it look a little less oily, but it still looks illuminating and fantastic. So after this part, I just kind of let it sit for a couple minutes and then brush it off, and there you go. So next we're going to be using some MAC Falsies A86 with Duo Lash Glue. I really do love these because when you're going for a really natural kind of everyday look, these aren't too dramatic. They'll give you that full pretty lash without being over the top or too long or too dark. So they are just right, and I really do recommend them for anybody who is not going for that real dramatic look. after you get your lashes adjusted and stuck on there good, I like to use Better Than Sex mascara to kind of go over the bottom and give it a darker, kind of fuller look. Just go over it like you would your regular lashes. It makes it for a lot fuller and kind of more natural looking. As you'll see here in a minute, I do go under my lashes with the Topaz from the Bronze palette from Kylie Cosmetics, and then I go over it with a little bit mascara. This just gives your eye look a little bit more depth and a little bit more color and pop. Next, I'm going to go over my eyebrows in the Dip Brow Pomade from Anastasia, Beverly Hills in dark brown. I brush out my brows first, please excuse them, they have not been waxed in a while, and I just kind of outline my brows starting at the bottom, and I like to elongate the end and make it nice and sharp, who doesn't? And then I kind of go over the top and fill the rest in, and as we go on, you will see how I do that. And just a disclaimer, I am not using the Too Faced palette for any part of my brows. I am just using the mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing and not gunk it up. Here I just messed up a little bit, so I'm just going to take some of that NARS and go right over it and fix it up. Next, we're going to be using one of my absolute favorites, the Malibu Kylie Lip Kit from Kylie Cosmetics. But first, I'm just going to go over my lips in some No. 2 multi-use oil. This is from True Fragrance, and I'm not exactly sure if it's really a lip oil, but I love using it. Next, I'm going to take the Malibu Kylie Lip Kit lip liner, and I'm just going to go over every part of my lips. This seems to work best and will give you the fullest shape. After you have your lips filled in as big as you want them, as thin as you want them, however you want them, go ahead and take the Kylie Matte Liquid Lipstick and just put it on over everything. You don't exactly have to go all the way out to the edges, but I can promise you this gives you the nicest look, and your lips will look so full and so plump, you will be in love forever. And like I said before, I was kind of on the fence with Kylie Cosmetics and the whole thing in general, but I promise you, the second you invest, you will change your mind because it is fantastic. Next, we're going to be using another one of my favorites. It's Urban Decay Naked Illuminated and Luminous, and let me tell you, this stuff is kick-ass. It'll make your face sparkle like a vampire, and it is the best. And there we go. And that is the finished look. I am wearing my favorite hat, and please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. Thanks, guys!